in terms of second half now, looking at where they're at, what are some realistic expectations for this club?
I think if you look at it like the 2014 Chicago Cubs, who were coming out of a long rebuild when Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer first got to Chicago from Boston, it was bad for a little while, like it has been for the Baltimore Orioles. But they started to win a lot in the second half of that season, and going into 2015, where they won the NL Central, and not a lot of people thought that they could do that. Or they won the wild card and won over 90 games, and then went on to win the World Series in 2016. I'm not saying that's the same thing, but that's the jump that you think somebody can make. You make a big addition in the offseason like the Cubs made with John Lester, and then that young team that's really confident and maybe doesn't even know that they shouldn't be winning the games they're winning says, oh, we can really do this.
Okay, so you said, as you mentioned, we don't want to overthink this here, right? Kind of want to ride this hot streak,
right.
But the trade deadline is approaching.
Right.
It can be tempting to make some moves here. Do you think they're buying, or you think they're going to sell?
Personally, I would sell. It seems like they've been trying to move Trey Mancini for a little while here. You got guys like Ryan Mountcastle who can move into that spot in left field or at first base. That would be a guy, maybe trade one of your bullpen pieces to get additional depth in your farm system. But look, if they stood pat and said, hey, we're going to ride this thing out, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that either. And just ride this thing out. And if you end up winning 81 or 82 games, you sit back and you say, hey, man, we had a payroll that was the lowest in the big leagues and won over 80 games. That's a successful season.
That's right.
Now let's really go make some noise in this offseason.